In today's video, we're going to be cooking the souffle omelet from the anime Food Wars.
外側は焼かれて中身はふわふわの泡だからスプーンで押したら反発するのすごい弾力
なんだ
ねえここ見てみようよ
はいどうぞどうぞ
So this recipe is coming straight out of this anime cookbook I just purchased. It's 75 iconic dishes from your favorite anime, and it's got some serious bangers on here. We got soba noodles from My Hero Academia, a breakfast feast from Dragon Ball Z, a chocolate cake from Kiki's Delivery Service. So I'm really excited to get started on these iconic dishes. Starting with the souffle omelet from Food Wars. Before we get started on our prepping, let's get all of the ingredients out so we know what we're working with. Look at me go. Simple ingredients, bad dancing, two staples of the Feast on Film brand. We be rocking some plum tomatoes, some shallots because onions are too lame, some cloves of garlic, some heavy whipping cream, and some eggs, most likely from a chicken. Beyond that, we're also going to use some enhancers like some green onion, some oregano, tomato paste, but all in all, this recipe is pretty simple. With that said, let's get started on prepping our garlic and our shallots by mincing them up. Contrary to every cooking showdown show on the planet, I'm actually a big believer that food, whether it's being cooked or eaten, should be a calming experience. So sit back and relax, pop a cold one, and let's mince up these veggies. There's just something so therapeutic about listening to the sounds of a knife cutting through vegetables and making contact with a wooden cutting board underneath. It's just so cozy, am I wrong? You don't have to form your shallots into this cool square design, but you're denying yourself a great time if you don't. I love green onions, and I have no doubt that they're going to elevate this dish full send. Holy cow, that person is so talented. I have no idea how he makes it look so difficult. Next, we're going to remove the skins of these tomatoes using a pretty cool method, so I'll show you how to do that. This method actually came to me while I was backpacking in the Himalayan mountains. It came to me in a fever dream where a pirate rapped the steps to me in perfect Latin. I will be honest though, I could only make out one thing, and that's X mark the spot, and so that's what we're going to do today. Next, we're going to get some water boiling on the stovetop and then add in our tomatoes until the skin starts to separate from the body. That sounds gruesome, but it should only take about 8 minutes or so. As you just saw, the skins are already starting to fall off pretty well. You want to make sure they cool down just a little bit. If you want to, you can add them to some cold water to make it a little bit more easy to peel. The skin should just fall right off. Once you've removed the skin, you're just going to dice them up, but not too finely. Things might get a little mushy, but that's alright. It's bound to happen in life. Next, we're going to begin cooking our veggies by getting some olive oil into a medium heat pan and then letting them soften up a bit. It's okay to add the garlic in with the shallots. I actually wanted them to get a little toasted up to bring out some additional, almost nutty flavor. Next, we're going to add some tomato paste, which will combine everything and thicken up our sauce a good bit later on. Add our diced tomatoes along with all of their juices. Once the sauce has been mixed, you can start adding in spices such as oregano, salt, and pepper. The most important addition to the sauce is red wine vinegar. I discovered this trick a good while back, and if you add this vinegar with a combination of fats such as butter or olive oil, things will get taken to the next level. The sauce can still get a little acidic, so I like to add in some sugar to balance it out. Alright, while our sauce continues to simmer, we can move on to separating our egg yolks from our egg whites and really just get into the heart of this omelet. Please forgive me for how unnatural I look while attempting this feat. It's one of those things that my brain just has a tough time computing, even though it turned out pretty alright. One trick to help the egg whites keep their fluffiness is to add in a little sugar. Use a hand mixer to beat the egg whites until they form soft peaks. We are going to beat the egg yolks as well with a combo of heavy whipping cream, salt, and pepper. Next, we're going to fold the egg whites into the yolks and then mix well. It's time for more butter, which is always a good time, and we can begin cooking our omelet. You're going to want a pan that helps contain your mixture so that it can be on the thicker side, preferably about an inch thick. I chose to use a tart pan, which wasn't the best option, but it's one I fully committed to. Cover the omelet with a lid and cook for about 3 minutes, then remove the lid, add some water, and repeat so that the steam can help cook the top without needing to flip. Time to plate this mama jama up, and while it didn't turn out perfect, it still ended up jiggly, and the sauce, well, it turned out better than I could have ever imagined. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Our souffle omelet is done. The only thing I have to do is to take a big bite and see if it turned out alright. It looks pretty good, so I have high hopes. Oh man, oh it's good, alright. The fluffiness from the egg and the tanginess from the sauce. I think the green onions on top was a nice touch. So credit to the writers of Food Wars, they knew what they were doing. So look out for more anime recipes coming soon. See you then, peace.